through the valley, through the shadow, and I feel no evil because I'm blind to it all in my mind. It's all for me because I know I feel surely goodness and mercy will follow all the days of my life. It's down the way on this earth forever. Sit out beside the still waters lake. He is strong from my soul, but everything from the path of the grace. 'Cause I trying to land on a nose and where I came upon a man at the top of our head. It's so deceiving like you've been raised. Said Daniel, save the world from destruction and pain. I'll stay out to save the world from itself. What? A manual, if you do it on the back. It's called a nose manual if you do it on the front. So I'm going to do an ollie to a manual. Not like that. But an ollie to a manual. And I'm trying to hop up over it. Alright, let's try something. No. Same way you do an ollie or any other trick, you just don't do it all the way. Oh, dude, you missed it. You totally walked away right when I did it. You missed it. You walked away right when I nailed it. No, I don't care. I'm just saying you missed it. I thought you liked this game. Oh, so close.
I'm trying to see. I just got stuck on type of mission.
Yeah, I got it eventually for you.
What the heck?
She doesn't fall down as much anymore because I turned off the skater body animation. So her body's a bit stiffer. Her hands don't move as freely. They're a little bit more stiff, but she doesn't crinkle up her ankles and fall down all the time. Okay, so it's really hard to land on a nose manual when you're going up like that. So, watch, like this would be an ollie to a nose manual. See, easy to do on flat ground. Not so easy to do when you're going from manual. Ah, I didn't even get the manual that time. But I'm trying to go ollie to manual. Ollie to manual to nose manual. Ollie to nose manual. I was trying.
Looks too slow.
Okay, yesterday when I was playing this, I did a switch.
Switch is one thing, fakie is another. So when you start the game, you get to pick your footing, right? This is regular footing, right? You can tell because when I do a trick, it's just going to be a kick flip. See? Heel flip. This is the opposite of regular, which is called goofy footed. When you do a trick goofy footed, it means that instead of using your leading foot, which would be your left one normally, you're using your right foot and you're using your left foot for the propulsion. So when I do a kick flip here, it's actually completely backwards. Switch, kick flip. Normally a kick flip is ollie and that way, right? But when it's switch, everything's backwards, which means you switch it to the other way. And then fakie is whenever you're not only riding the boards in goofy footed, but then so you're goofy and then you're going backwards. So I step on the front of the board, I do a kick flip, it's a nollie flip. So fakie can be really hard to get into sometimes. I'm not exactly sure how to do it. I just know that when I'm riding switch and I end up somehow, I don't know, going backwards or maybe I'll be rolling that way and then I'll manage to roll the other direction, you know, without turning. It's fakie all of a sudden. See, to do an ollie, you pull down, right? And you can pull down in different sides of the board. See, my foot's totally different. My foot's totally different in the back. My foot's totally different in the back. There's a normal nollie. Here's a. How do I? See how I'm like way off to the side? See that?
Yeah.
That's totally different. Come on, a little more. I don't know why he's spinning the board on it. Oh, there we go. Ollie pressure flip.
How do you spin it?
Huh? So, straight up is just a normal nollie. But straight off into the side, that's a different foot position. It's going to do a different thing to the board, depending on what scoop. So every trick in this game is a combination of kick and scoop, okay? Think of the back foot and that curved bit of the back of the board as your scoop. So if you want the board to spin at all, you need to scoop. Scoop.
So you take your feet.
So you take your back foot's your scoop foot, right? Your jump is coming from a different thing altogether. Like it's coming from a pop that you create between the tension between your two front feet. But you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, how do you do that?
Watch the front foot is gonna kick the board. You see that? It went, the front foot. See how it kicks out? Kicks out that way, and that's what makes the board flip out that way. He's literally hitting it with his heel. That's why it's called the heel flip. When I go that way, he hits it with his toe, and he's kicking out that way with his front foot. So that's the kick flip. Those are your flips. But for the scoops, which is anything that's going to make the board spin, the scoop is your back foot. So this is a normal ollie, just before I do the ollie, if I do a bit of a scoop, then my board gets spun. The scoop is this. So this is a quarter scoop. This is a quarter scoop. This is a half scoop. And then this is a full scoop. Well, I'm doing a nollie, sorry. So when you're doing stuff on the nollie side, you would do your scoops with that, but because your flips are going to be your back.
How do you switch to?
You get off your board and then you get back on it, and if you're the same, you get off again and you double get back on it, and then you swap from regular to goofy. This is how I used to get going on a skateboard. Well, I guess it's kind of uphill. Let's try this one. There we go.
Real life?
Yep. Yeah, you just lean back and lift the front of the board up a bit. So what I changed about how the game used to be set up, how it's set up now, is it used to be that when you would do a flip trick, it would just always do the same, it would spin the same speed, but I have it set up to where the flip speed is equivalent to the input speed. So if I put the flip trick in slowly, the board spins slowly. If I put it in fast, it spins fast.
So I noticed that.
If I do my scoop slowly, it spins slowly. If I do my scoop fast, it spins fast. Same with all the other tricks. That was cool. I don't even know what that was. It was like a weird. And then another thing that I did is I made it so that the tricks aren't synchronized to your jump height. Normally it used to be set to where if I did a kickflip, my kickflip would end just as I'm landing on the ground. Now I have it set up so the kickflip can end at any time. Like if I do it fast and it's just a single kickflip, I might be done doing that trick way before I hit the ground, right? It's much more editable to be a realistic skate, like a real skate session. It's unique to the skater. I loosened up the skateboard a lot so I can turn. It's a bit squirrely, but it also means that I can do what I want a bit faster. At some point, I'm sure you can. I put it really close to the board because I like watching the board, and I feel like it's easier to line up what you're going for if you're right down there by the board, you know? Don't change the settings on my shit, because I noticed you lowered the gravity, and I went to play, and all of a sudden my Duke was floating. I'm back when the PlayStation was at my house, and everything was all weird. And so there's custom settings. If you want to change a setting on something, it's going to be on custom 3. The rest is my shit. Okay? If you change any of the other customs,
So how do I turn it to a custom?
once you get to the advanced setting preset, you just scroll from default to the different customs, and yours is number 3, obviously. And mine is everything else, okay? Because I have one that is what it started with, basically, this. This is what I've changed to try and make it more like what I think I might like. A little less gravity, a lot more push force so you get going fast, quicker. A faster max push, foot braking friction. So when you push the board, like this, when you push, right, to go, there's a max speed that you can get up to, right? I increased that speed to a higher speed. Okay? That's what that means. Foot braking friction, I increased that so that when I do press circle to put my foot down, so that I can get going super fast, and then if I need to slow down a bit to make a distance level, like if I'm going too fast, I'm just going to overshoot. I made it so that I can slow down really fast. That way, it works. Bank and turn rate, I increased that to almost max. It's making it really difficult to steer, but it's also, when you get used to it, it's a lot more, like, you actually do have a ton more control than you would with the other settings. I also increased my crouching bank rate, which is the same as a normal bank rate. It's just like when you're crouched getting ready to do a trick, you know, how normally you're not able to steer as much. I increased it so you can still steer a good amount. The pop board to body distance, so how high my body goes off the ground versus how high the board goes off the ground, I wanted them to be closer. If I jump high, I want my board to go high. I increased my low pop height and my high pop height just by a couple notches. They were at 10. Low pop height is your low pop. So when you set up to do an ollie, when you press up, that's a high pop. If you pull down, it would be a low pop where it just goes. And then there's a medium pop too that you can get with some of them. So I just changed those. I also changed my grind pop height, which is when you jump off of a grind. My manual
Is that just an all the way
off of a grind. Any pop. No, it's called a pop off. It's depending on your controller settings. It's either you land a grind. Say you land land a 50-50, so up and down. You land and you're grinding. To get off of it, you should have to do the exact opposite with either one or both of these in order to pop out. If you don't, if you just let go of them, you'll just fall off or slide off. My manual pop height, I made it so that when I'm doing a manual already and I jump or try to do a kick flip or whatever from that it's higher off the ground than it was. Because it's really hard to manual and then jump onto something else because you don't pop very high. Or to jump over something from a manual is
I
difficult.
really want to test out like my number 3. I just want to test all of them on just like
Yeah,
max.
I'm sure you do. My body rotation rate, it's how fast I can do like body burial stuff. So watch. My board will go one way, I went the other. My board is going to spin that way, my body's going to spin that way, okay? See that?
Yeah, I thought that was in 1. I
No.
thought you used to do 360.
So that's me spinning the same direction as my board. Right? But to spin the opposite, well, each one of these does that. When you're in the air, that spins you.
Oh,
And when you're in the air, that spins you this way.
so how do you spin the opposite?
Left and right. You want to spin how do you spin the opposite way with your board?
Yeah.
You tell your board to do a spin trick one direction, and your body to go the other. So if I'm going to spin counterclockwise with my board, like that, then I'm going to spin clockwise with my body. So that'll be... So... And then that works for all kinds of tricks. Like, body burials actually are really helpful in some situations. See, but feet stay on the board. If it's not a flip trick, then I can't do a body burial. I'll just spin the board at me. So if it's just an ollie like this, see, the board comes with me. See what I mean? But if you're doing a flip trick, you can separate. Oh. I also turned on Caspers. Caspers are these. So I'm leveraging my body on the board, tail on the ground of the board, but I'm pulling. So you land on the back of the board, which pushes all the pressure on the board down like it's going to hit the ground, but then you catch it with your front foot. So now you're holding the front of the board up, and you're balancing on the back.
So how do you
Get out?
know how you
How you Casper is simple. When you're doing a flip trick like that, you have to catch it when it's upside down by going. So and you can catch it with either foot. So like. And then I also turned on Primos. So, that's okay, that's good.
I know you can do this anymore.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to remember how to do it.
Oh, you do egg and
Woo! That was a triple switch inward heel flip. Did you see that?
yeah. What's two?
It was dope. So it's made it so that to pull off some of these tricks has actually become a lot more doable. Plus, it's become a lot more doable to just kind of fuck around and skate, street skate. So before I would fall a lot, I wouldn't land everything. It was also really difficult to just kind of play around in the street. I needed to line up for a jump or try and do a grind or whatever, just do missions. But instead of now, like I can kind of I can skate how I want. And every bump I hit doesn't make me fall either. What did you say? Will you grab that paint for your sister? That big challenge? That's not good last night. I just didn't get it for her because I forgot. Where do you want it? This one? Okay. So I just I was trashed up like this. Like this on the ground. I also turned the auto upright, so it's not going to make me get up. Like if I hurt myself and I think they should stay down, they stay down. Whereas before it automatically gets up. But this guy comes walking by, right? I'm like this on the ground. He comes walking by, and as he's walking, my body's just like rolling around in front of him. Also, watch the eye. See that? See what I was doing?
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. Where you like come back
So, like in real life, you stop the board by braking, where it's typically not putting your foot down, but just. I have not really been able to do that very much. Like, because normally it's like halfway is a manual, all the way is getting ready to jump, right? So how do you actually get the board to lean all the way back, right? I'm not exactly. No, that just preps you to jump. I think it's part of the revert. I think you have to revert into it. I'm not sure how I did it, but I've done it a couple times before, and I'd love to be able to do it. Oh, that was almost a quad heel flip. So I like this a lot better. Plus the other